My name is Dan Schmidt. I'm running for state senate. I've run for public office before, and I ran as an independent. This time I'm running as a Democrat. And in Idaho, those might be the same thing. To me, I'm going to echo what Judy said. I think our state needs a healthy balance. I think in a balanced environment, we can have open, honest, and more productive discussions. The state legislature has cut education, and in my opinion, they're doing it on purpose because they think that education isn't a worthwhile investment. But they're not saying that openly. And the only way to make that discussion open and straightforward is to call them on it from the opposing party. That's been my intention. So a healthy balance for the state legislature is part of what I'm interested in. Restoring a healthy balance, but there were a couple other issues that made me want to run for this. I wanted to make sure that Idaho, in terms of both education and honesty in government, there are things happening in terms of the majority party in Boise that are quite disappointing to me. There are also things happening, there have been things happening in local government here that were quite disappointing. I think with a balanced legislature with Democratic representation that has a strong voice and a strong presence, Idaho can come back to being a healthy place for kids to have a future, for businesses to thrive, for families to grow. Thank you very much.
I too would like to thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I'd like to point out that I addressed one of the problems in the majority party during the primary.
Okay.
I'd like to point out that my background, my knowledge, and my experience enable me to address issues in education, energy, the economy, and agriculture here in Idaho. I think you'll find if you visit my website and my blog that I'm more than empty rhetoric. I think my campaign has dramatically influenced what's talked about here in Latah County and in this political race. I'd like to talk about a few more differences I have with my opponent. He, along with generally most of his party, have talked about restoring funding, which actually means solving our problems by increasing the taxes that you all pay here in Idaho. I believe that the state needs to continue to live within its means. As far as education goes, they've talked quite a bit about protecting funding, restoring funding, without mentioning any meaningful reforms that would actually change the status quo in education. I've talked about restoring and improving choice, increasing local control, and putting more power in the hands of parents and students. I've talked about addressing teacher tenure as well, which is kind of a political holy cow that you're not supposed to touch. I've talked about state sovereignty issues, among which the wolf is one of them. I believe it's a foreign alien subspecies that is actually an economic issue for Idaho, and that really needs to be addressed if we care about our ranchers and our big game guides and all those that benefit from out-of-state hunters. And thank you very much.